Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm having a little look at an early demo for a game called Jusant. It's a climbing game, a climbing adventure game where you play this little character and you've got to climb up a large tower. So there is a demo available for this on Steam. This demo I got sent is about 2 hours long. The demo on Steam I think is about an hour. So today I'm going to play about 45 minutes of it or so, just to give you a bit of a flavour of what the game's like. So let's have a look at the intro. So storyline wise, it appears there's been some kind of drought and your character's got to do something to regenerate the environment. But if you'd like a more detailed breakdown of the game, I've done a separate video where I sort of go through it in my sort of usual review process, but today it's just going to be like play all the way through, and I'll throw in a few bits of information, just thoughts on the process as I go through. So I think you pronounce it Jusant because it's a French word for receding tide. My French is not what it used to be. That is the tower, so I'm not sure how long the full game is going to be, but there's 2 biomes in this demo. We probably won't get to the second one in this video. The second one, if you want to see that, that's on my other video. It's like a sort of extra hot area where you get more fatigued and there's different elements. So it's got, apparently the full game is going to have different biomes working your way up the structure toward the top, which is kind of cool because it affects the climbing aspect. But let's have a look at, like, just show you the basics of how you start out in the game. Chapter 1, Day Mark. Not a game for people with vertigo, that's for sure. This is the heights in this game are incredible, even at the early stages. So that's so whenever you climb, you attach your little rope to these little safety things, so they stop you from dying, basically. And I played this with a controller. It's advisable, and what the developers say, it's so you can use the left trigger and the right trigger to climb. So left being left hand, right being right hand, and obviously you have to hold one down and to have the other one sort of moving upwards, because if you release them both you'll fall. It's a little bit human fall flat, not as difficult as that game, but you know, it's that sort of game where you've got 2 triggers, 1 for each arm, so that you can, it makes the climbing kind of have a nice feel to it. Obviously you have stamina and that factors in later on. Later on in the demo, there'll be sections where we'll start to get fatigued and you need to rest. And yeah, like I said, the weather conditions in the game or the biome conditions will affect that. Not so much in this first area is very sort of lenient, but once you get to other biomes later in the demo, the heat can affect you. I'm not sure what the other biomes in the game are going to be like, but from what I've seen, I think it's going to be quite interesting for progression. Now, with this rope, you can pin it to the wall, like to create another sort of safety area. So if you were to fall here, you wouldn't fall all the way down, you would just sort of hang from that little section we've added. We can also do like powered jumps and double jumps if we've got to cover like a large distance from one place to the next. So there's quite a lot of little options in terms of the climbing. And it's all being done like under a time drain, because obviously the longer you take, the less your stamina is going to be, and there's some quite wide sections where it's a bit touch and go, as in like can you actually get through the section you're on. Like here we're starting to get a bit tired, but I think we're okay. I think we can get up here, get to the next little segment, recover our stamina, recoil the rope, and we're off. Yeah, a bit. I mean, art style wise, I really like the art style. It's very pastel. It reminds me of a game called Rhyme, and a little bit of things like Sable in terms of that sort of very sort of elegant visual presentation, audio presentation, very pleasant music. I think this is going to be a game like the full version, quite a chilled out experience, even though it's going to be quite difficult. I think it's going to be very relaxing, albeit a bit challenging. I'm not sure if it's going to have 2-player, because I actually was playing this yesterday. I played this already, and it did kind of dawn on me. What would it be like if there was 2 of you climbing? It could be quite fun. It reminded me of a game called Brothers, where you have 2 brothers and you climb in unison. So I don't know if that's in their plans, but it's just something that popped in my head when I was playing it. I was like, this could be quite cool, 2 people trying to climb at the same time. But... So as you can see, we can rappel. Now we've got a bit of rope, swing on the wall, jump, and yes, we made it. What's this? Okay, I guess this is... No, we didn't want to do that. Get rid of that. I guess this is like a little thing we can hang our rope on, and we could rappel down to the area we started at. So it's like a shortcut, I think. You know, once you get past a section, these little things we pull down act as shortcuts in case we do fall down. Now the game is... I believe it's coming out in the autumn, so you can wishlist it on Steam. This is the Steam version, in case you're wondering. What's this? This is a shell. So when you get shells in this demo, you get these little memories of things. Things prior to this drought, obviously, so I'm not really sure the significance of these shells in the bigger scheme of the game, but they're like little nostalgia elements, which are quite cool. It's very kind of keeping with the kind of ambience of the game. It's quite an ambient game, if that makes sense. Relaxing. Okay, I think it just loops through, so we'll quit that. Now the shell's gone. Okay, so quite a long way down, that isn't it? I'm glad I'm not scared of heights, Jesus. So we've got to get up to that platform, so pretty easy climbing so far. It does get a lot trickier, especially in the second biome with the heat to factor in. But this whole section's quite simplistic, so I don't think we're going to have any problems here. What's this? Yeah, you can find various documents that give you some sort of context on like, where is everybody, why is no one there, what happened to the world, etc. So it's kind of like a backstory. I guess you don't have to read these, but it's there if you want to delve into the lore of the game. But okay, so it looks like we've got a rappel down here, so and we've probably got to go over to that. No, it doesn't look like we go down there. I think it's on the left. These little, you see the notches in the wall, so we'll try and jump over there. Oh, nice. Yeah, I would say it's got a very nice feel how the climbing works. I was a bit concerned, obviously, when I got reached out by the publisher, the developer, about the game. Would I want to access it early? And I thought, yeah, it looks cool, why not? Obviously, being a climbing game, I was slightly unsure how that was going to actually work. Because there's lots of climbing in games like Assassin's Creed, although it's no stamina based. Games like Sable, Genshin Impact, Conan Exiles, etc. Like many games have got climbing. And I do think they're quite cool aspects of a game, but having a game where climbing is the sole purpose, I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but from the few hours I've been playing it, I have to say I do quite like it. It will be interesting to see whether that holds true through an entire playthrough of the whole game. Because for a 2-hour demo, it's actually been, yeah, I'd say pretty good fun. But yeah, whether that's going to be something that will carry through an entire playthrough, I don't know. But I can only say what I've seen in a demo, and I've liked what I've seen, really. Quite tricky, this bit. So there's no, it doesn't feel like there's any really linear path through any of the sections. It's like there's multiple ways you can get through. Oh, missed. Oh, that's poor effort. Yeah, there's no linear path. I think there's branching pathways, but ultimately you just make your way up. Little double jump move there, so that's helpful. Yeah, there's lots of secret double passageways. Whether you go through them or not, I don't think they're mandatory. So it's one of those games where you can explore as much as you want to. So, oh my God, vertigo! Look at that, Jesus. Okay, so we can rappel up, swing, and there you go, we're off. I would say one thing I would note about it is perhaps the camera angle is a bit too tight. Like when you get on these walls, sometimes it's difficult to see what's above you in a clear fashion. So I don't know, it doesn't appear that you can zoom the camera out when you're climbing like this. So maybe that's something that developers could add in terms of making climbing more accessible, because obviously if you can't see what's above you, you have to use your camera to change it. That takes time, that takes stamina, and you know that could be the difference between getting up the mountain or not. So yeah, but again, this is an early demo, so it's not indicative of the final product. So I would imagine they're probably going to add a camera that you can zoom in and out if you need to, or like click the joystick and it will give you a wider perspective, because that could be quite useful. Okay, so we're nearly at this tower. This tower seems like it's the first sort of checkpoint. So it is behind us, but like maybe we'll have a look over there. Don't think I've been over there yet. Like I said, yeah, it seems like there's lots of little secret passageways you can have a look at and explore. Take some more notes. We won't read these for the demo, just to sort of just show you the gameplay, but there is a backstory. Okay, so let's go to that tower. What's this? Okay. Did that do anything? I'm not really sure what they're for. There's a few of those I've noticed around the demo. I don't know if they have any impact on anything, or they're just there for like random things. So right, here we go. Let's go up the tower. Shall I jump? Do it. No. Oh my god. So high up. I wonder what happens at the end of the game. Like maybe you glide your way down the whole mountain or something. A lot of fishing boats, so oh, here's another one of these things. Why not? Let's put the stone on top for no reason. I have no idea why I did that, but alright, off we go. Let's go up. How do we get up there? Stairs. We'll take the stairs. Okay, it's drawbridge down, so I guess we've got to go up here. Use these handlebars. It is quite chilled, I have to say. Like, I do like that part of the game. It's got this really relaxation feel to it. I think this is going to be a really interesting game to play, just like a chill out evening game where you don't have to worry too much about like being killed by monsters and stuff. But it does have a challenge, because a lot of these sort of beautiful type games, not walking simulators, but games where there isn't any peril, they don't have a sustainable element of challenge, but the climbing I think adds that. And I think it's quite nicely done. Okay, this is dodgy. Can we make the ledge? Oh, just about, just about. So the rope does run out eventually. So obviously you can attach it to the beginning of the climb and certain points within the climb, but once the rope is finished, you can't actually move any further. So you've got to kind of make sure you don't run out of rope. I'm not sure if there's an option to free climb without the rope, like without the safety net. Maybe that will be like a permadeath mode that they will add. Okay, is that a church? It looks like a church over there. It looks like a cross. This big wheel. What is this big wheel with hieroglyphics? Some sort of switch. Let's press the switch. So it seems like, from what I've seen so far, that these things are like sort of mid-biome checkpoints that signify some kind of progression. Okay, this is your little water buddy. Nothing like the Mandalorian. Okay, so what happens? We blow into this and our little water buddy helps the regeneration of the area, it seems. Feels like our job is to regenerate the world in some kind of like organic way to make nature come back. And as you can see, there's this green thing in front of us that's got little notches on it, so that's like an organic climbing frame. So we're in chapter 2 now, migration. So we can use these little natural growth things to climb, and our little buddy can do this echo call and it creates new ones, so it's a way of adding extra climbing elements to the environment. Right, so we're back where the bridge started. So there's some plants, so if we go to those plants, so we can get the little buddy out and he sort of shows us a point of interest that we've got to work our way toward. If we press up on the D-pad, our companion does a little echo. The echo then triggers these plants to be regenerated, thus giving us an access point to climb, and then we can reach unreachable locations. So it's a kind of a nice, organic, pun intended, way of extending climbing possibilities to progress through the game. So right, so let's go. Let's get a move on. See how far we can get. As you can see, so far I'd say the climbing's been pretty easy, but it does get quite tricky within the next biome, but we probably won't get there in this video. Maybe we might do, see how we go. So there we did the echo, and we're going to do a big jump. A little rest first, big jump. Oh, yes. Oh, what's this? Ah, secrets. Secret passages. What have we here? Something up there. Should we echo? Do the echo? Is that pointing to the picture or nothing happens there? Okay, I don't know if we're supposed to do anything with that. That's just a picture. I guess it's like a collectible or something like that. Okay, so onwards we go, onwards and upwards. It's pretty dark in some of these areas. I'm not sure if we get a light on our character at some point. I guess I would imagine there's probably going to be a biome where it's like very dark. Maybe like an interior biome within the actual cliff. So you'd need a light to get through it. There'll probably be snow biome, poison swamp biome, windy biome. What other biomes? Put that in the comments. What other biomes do you think there's going to be? There's plenty of options, and it could all make it very different. So, okay, so off we go. We're still climbing. There's a lot of climbing. Obviously, it's a climbing game. So if you don't like climbing, I don't know why you're watching this video, but anyway, it's not going to be for you, is it? I think the idea is very well put together from what I've seen. Very nice music as well, very nice sort of, just sits there, doesn't it? The music it's not overzealous, doesn't overplay itself. Go. Echo triggers the plants to grow some new pieces on the wall. Alright, we're doing quite well, so what do we do here? I don't remember this bit. Jumping or double jumping? Okay, we can double jump. That's like a shortcut to this bit, I guess. We've got another shell. Let's have a listen. So what do you guys think? What do you think about this game from what you've seen? And I've done another video on it where I break down my thoughts, but you've seen me play it here for about, what are we, about half an hour in? What do you think about the visuals, the sound, the way that you climb? Like, I quite like it. I think it's fluid. I think it's smooth. I think it's got nice presentation. I think it's got lovely sound work. I think it's interesting how the climbing complexity is altered as you go through. Obviously, that will probably become even more complex as you go through the full game. But yeah, put in the comments what you think about what you've seen so far, because I know the devs are keen to get some feedback on this. My feedback is, yeah, I think it's on the right track. it's difficult unless I played the full game to really give a definitive opinion on it, but this definitely interests me. Like, it's a game, it gives me vibes of things like Sable, which I really liked. It gives me vibes of Shadow of the Colossus, climbing, Ico even, which is one of my favourite games of all time. You know, it's very beautiful, very elegant, thoughtful, and quite interesting as well in terms of how the climbing is being handled. So yeah, I'm excited about playing this, the full version. Yeah, put in the comments what you think, and if there's any useful information you've got or thoughts, I can relay that to the dev team. And you know, there's still plenty of time before the game releases in the autumn, so there might be things that they haven't really thought about, because I know people who work in game development get tunnel vision sometimes. In any form of kind of creating something over long periods of time, you can lose perspective, so it's good to get other people's thoughts. So please put those in the comments, because it could provide a bit of insight that either I or other previewers or the developers maybe have missed. So yeah, be interested to see what people think about it. Are we going the right way here? I feel like... Okay, is this the right way? Can I double jump from a hanging position? I think so. Maybe I took the wrong path. Okay, let's go back. Oh yeah, I think there's those ledges. That's where I've got to go. Okay. So that's a good example of like how they've split the environment. So it's not... I mean, I guess it is linear, as in you've got to go up, obviously. But it's not linear in the sense that you don't have multiple pathways. So... Right, this looks tricky. So we've got these plants, haven't we, on the wall? So we're going to have to put the little thing in the wall, swing across and try and generate the plants so we can then climb on them. So this is kind of tricky. Okay, there you go, that worked. So this works, but in the second biome where it's really hot, these things that I'm climbing on here right now disintegrate over about 5-6 seconds, so you've got to very quickly get through it or plant one of your little stable things in the wall. So it definitely adds another dimension to it. Oh, how do I get up here? This is a tricky one. Can we climb on those things sticking out? It doesn't seem like we can, but okay. I guess... How do we do this? Okay, that don't work. I guess we've got to put a little notch up here. Bugger, this is tricky. Tricky one. Stamina's not looking good. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Rest. Okay, we did it. And just about. That was quite tricky, wasn't it? Oh yeah, we can interact with our little buddy, give them a little petting, etc. Okay, so we're still in the first biome. Oh, nice! We've got a lift. Fantastic. What is this? Spin? Okay. Nice. It's pretty. Does it have any significance? I'm not really sure, but... Well, I don't really know what the purpose of that was, but I'm sure I'll figure that out in time. Anyway, let's carry on. Probably wrap this up in a moment, but yeah, I just wanted to show you a decent amount of gameplay for this, because I've been playing it for the last few days, and yeah, I'm quite interested in this. This is definitely something that I think I'm going to enjoy playing. I think a lot of people will, because this type of game, like very beautifully crafted graphics and sound, and not walking simulator, but kind of artistic adventure with no peril. There's a lot of these types of games. The one problem I find they all usually have is they don't really have a lot of tangible gameplay elements that actually make you engage. This game is different in that respect because you've got the climbing aspect. The climbing aspect gives you something to care about, gives you something to actually get your teeth into, because it is quite challenging and tricky. So it's kind of like climbing type puzzles. So I think this is very promising. But yeah, I'll put a link, like I said, in the description if you want to have a look at it on Steam. It will be on other platforms as well, but I played this on Steam, so yeah. Any frame rate stuff that you've been noticing in the last couple of minutes, this is due to the Elgato recording, because it's probably started with the actual gameplay. I didn't really experience any technical issues, maybe like one little bits here and there, but nothing substantial. It's in pretty good shape considering it's a kind of early demo, so okay, what's this? A picture? So I guess this is another sort of collectible. Anyway, there you go. That's Jusant. I think that's how you pronounce it in French. So Jusant, it's on multiple systems, but yeah, this is Steam version. And yeah, let me know what you think about this. Do you want me to cover this in future? There is a demo if you want to give it a go. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the other video as well. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link in the comments or the description to that as well. And yeah, I will leave you today. Have a good one. Thank you for watching, and I will speak to you next time. Cheers.